All right. Welcome to another Black Space Live show. Stay tuned.
Black space is a place for us.
Real people with real issues.
Discussing real topics.
Black space.
A safe space for our community.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Black Space Live. I am your host, Network Neek. I would like to encourage, before we even get started, everyone to go and like and subscribe to not only Black Space Live on YouTube, but also Network Space Live on YouTube. You can find me at Network Neek on all social media handles. You can also find me probably behind the scenes at all Network Space Live handles as well. Um, we want to go ahead and introduce my co-host, the co-host with the most. Did I add the right one? Remove and co-host with the most. So welcome in.
Hey guys, it's me, Big Each, your life coach, entrepreneur, licensed esthetician, all of everyone person here for you. You can find me on Instagram at Big Each underscore the Great. You can find me on Facebook as well as Big Each and Isha Smith. TikTok, Big Each underscore the Great.
Just real quick, is that your audio or is that just me with a feed? So I have two of you up here. Do you have, hold on. Say something now. You're muted. All
Can you
right.
hear me now? It's a
Yes,
lag.
a little bit. It is. I didn't know if you noticed that, but let's go ahead without further ado. Kick it to our guest. I'm very excited for this lovely couple. I don't even want to give the surprise away because it's a beautiful uh, husband and wife that I would like to introduce to the audience. Let's see if we can bigify that. Welcome in. You want to introduce yourself? It's kind of small here. Get a look, get a little closer.
Go
You want
ahead.
to introduce yourselves and let us know what it is that you do?
Ladies
Yeah.
first.
My name is Quilla, and I'm a detox specialist or detox strategist. And pretty much, I help people go from zero to health in record time. And actually, they learn how to heal their body on a cellular level.
Amazing. And I'm assuming your sidekick does the same.
That's my leader. That's my leader.
Uh, we can say I do the same. That's fine.
Okay. And when you say detox your body in record time, what exactly does that mean?
What it means is that normally it takes years for us to destroy our bodies. But when you get the formula just right and you understand how the body works, you're able to get the results a lot faster, especially when you apply the herbals and the food and any other what do we call it? The
Methodology.
yeah, other methodologies that we use. When you get that, the body responds so much faster, and then the repair time is a lot quicker than someone doing it incorrectly or making mistakes along the way.
They
So
piecemeal it
yeah, most people piecemeal it.
instead of
Oh,
understanding that there's actually a formula to it. There's an art, there's a science, but overall, that's the formula.
how
That's
long have you guys been doing this?
uh collectively about with this particular portion of us being together 3 years some change.
3 years.
Overall, we've been together 5 years. Overall, outside of that, my wife been on her journey for what?
Since 2016.
Since 2016, and I've been on my journey since. I'll start counting herbs. That's the beginning of my journey because that was 2009.
Okay.
So,
What made you guys get into healing?
Oh, this is funny. It's actually part of my cardology reading. Like, it's part of how I was brought here on this earth. Healing is a gift of mine. So that's just it's what I do. It is a passion of mine. Didn't know why I had that passion from the time I was little, and it just never went anywhere. It just didn't go away. Even though I worked in IT field for over 20 years, health was always my thing. So I couldn't ignore it anymore.
Amazing. Thank you for following your purpose and being obedient to your purpose, both of you. Because as we dive deeper, we will start to see how urgent your services and your methods are to the community and the overall collective.
it's interesting you said obedient. That was interesting. That's what that came to me one day. I ended up becoming an ordained minister.
Wow.
And I didn't go the regular route. Like I didn't go to theology school. Nobody granted me permission to be a minister. I found my ministry, and when I found it, I was like, "Oh wait, I've been doing this the whole time." Prior law enforcement, I would take brothers and sisters to the side, and try to impart what I thought was useful to them. My ex-wife, she had a need for some help, some guidance in the healing department, so I took it upon myself to try to do that for her at that time, and that's what started me really on the track that I ended up on now. And then I really got fast forwarded when I was in a car accident, head-on collision, got T-boned, so to speak, and I ended up with a concussion and herniated disc in my neck. And according to the doctors back then, oh yeah, you can just wake up paralyzed from the neck down. Hold on.
Right.
Neck down. I've never known what fear and depression really felt like to that level. Sincerely. I'm generally a courageous person, or stupid, depending on who you ask for my childhood. But that was the first time I literally just got stopped in my tracks. When the doctor said you can be paralyzed from the neck down, that shook me because I'm like, wait a minute. I can't even take myself out if it get too bad.
Right.
Not that I want to.
Right.
I can't even, what I'm gonna do? Chew my lips? Like I can't. At that point, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So, what did I ended up doing was refocusing and getting myself out of that mess. And I figured out enough to, get myself out of depression and start healing. And then I met my lovely wife, and rest is history.
So your healing, if I'm understanding correctly, your healing deals with depression and mental health healing as well.
Well, they deal with everything because we're on earth. So it's all encompassing. I can't separate my spirit from my body because I'm not going to be here.
Right.
I can't separate my soul from physical matter because the matter is not going to be here. Something put it here. I'm not one of them people to be like, oh, well, we just ended up by accident. Like, nah, everything is related. It's one big circle for me.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about the DYL method? What does DYL stand for?
Detox your life.
Detox your life. And where can people find you if they wanted to, at the end, if this resonates with them and they want to take part in this?
They can go to dylmethod.com. That's the deal method, or dylmethod.com. They can fill out a form. The consultations are generally complimentary. They don't really get charged for it. If they want a copy of their interview with generally it'd be my wife over me. If they want a copy of that, then they can pay for the copy of the video. Generally, what we like to say is You learn more from us in 30 minutes than you do in 30 years, you know, trying to go back and forth to the doctor and understanding what happened to you, why you're sick, why you were, you know, tragically, I guess, in a bad state of health for like 40 years or something. They took your thyroid out, you got fibroids, you got all of this long list of stuff that the doctors told you was wrong with you, you know. So you get understanding. We make it simple because we don't do what the doctors do. If you pay attention when you go to the doctor's office, for those who do, I don't. When you go to the doctor, he's a general doctor or she's a general doctor. And then the doctor says, oh, okay, this is outside of, you know, my expertise. I'm gonna send you to the cardiologist.
Right.
Okay, for the heart, cool. So then they say, oh, well, dang, we're noticing something, but that's not my specialty. I'm going to send you to the pulmonary specialist. And the pulmonary specialist say, dang, you know what? I'm noticing something else in your labs. We're going to send you to the nephrologist. Oh, wait a minute. We're finding something else. Mind you, the whole time, each doctor been giving you a prescription.
Right.
Or a lot of prescriptions. So that may be the catalyst for the stuff that they're noticing, and they send you to the next one and the next one, the next specialist. So you're getting deeper and deeper entrenched into their allopathic medical field, right? So then they send you maybe they like, look, I think you got a tumor in your head. We want you to go see the neurologist. So you want all these different specialists because one person doesn't understand your entire body, and they should. If you take your car to a mechanic, your mechanic don't say, well, damn, G,
right.
I understand the engine, but your carburetor, I don't even know carburetors anymore. But your carburetor, you're gonna have to take this joint to a specialist. Tires, I don't do tires. I don't deal with wheels. No, hell no. I just do engine only. That sounds real stupid.
So you're if I'm understanding correctly, you have more of a holistic approach. Not in the trendy woke term, but the actual holistic approach. Like you understand the functions of the entire body. And that is absolutely amazing. Did you have any questions so far, Ish, for them?
No, I've been following what he was saying, and one of the things that I wanted to know when he did his consultation, did they tailor everything to their needs, and he kind of was breaking that down as he was talking.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. Well, actually, you know what? I do have a question for you. Have go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. To finish that up, I apologize.
No,
after the consultation, an offer is made for people to enter into our program. We've got a few different products, you know, depending upon how far somebody wants to go with us and what their actual need is. You know, we can facilitate letting someone get a basic understanding and going on their own and doing it themselves, or they can come in and my wife and I, you know, we take them by the hand and coach them. The thing that we say is we'll walk with you every step of the way. And then I tell them, but I'm not dragging nobody across their finish line. Right. It's your race to run, not mine. I will sit there and look at you. And if you turn around, I might yell at you, but I'm not coming to get you.
Right.
That's your job. It's your life.
Like,
I'm not a doctor. I don't get into this savior mentality that we get into when we go to the doctor and now we deify them. I'm not doing it. So I'm not your savior. I may be the answer to somebody's prayers, and my wife may be, our company may be. But no, if you in the house and the house is burning and you refuse to get up and run out the door, you're going to die, and I'm going to let you.
The whole thing is empowering you. You're going to know more than your doctor about your own body, and you're going to have the power to change that. And that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. No one can take that knowledge away from you once you have it.
That is powerful. That's very powerful. And I heard you say that this is a detox method. So with that being said, detox versus parasite cleanse versus colon cleanse. Is this all the same thing? This is coming from someone who kind of doesn't know the difference, but know that all of them are important.
Yeah.
How can we put this? Detox, by definition of the word, at least, is the removal of toxins from the area that's currently inhabited with toxins, right?
Okay.
That's it. So you can detox different areas of the body. Here's where I'm not gonna say it gets tricky, but here's the thing that most people in the masses of us, I guess, don't kind of get. You're made out of one thing, so to speak, on a material level. We like to say cells and stuff like that. So if your cells make the tissue and you refuse to detox the actual cell that's poisoned or toxified, then how are you going to detox? You can't just look at the liver and be like, okay, I'm gonna detox the liver. You got other glands and organs that need your help too. You can't just say, well, I'm gonna clean the bowels or the GI tract.
Mhm.
My wife likes to tell people during the consultation that the GI tract sits outside of the body. Might sound weird, but think about it. It does. If it didn't, you would have doo-doo in your toe. And you'd be dead because you would be septic very fast. So
Right.
it doesn't sit with everything else that's in your body. It does sit outside of it. It's encased in the flesh, but that order of operation for your gastrointestinal is a closed system from mouth to butthole.
That is true.
If it gets punctured, you're going to suffer. Don't think so? Do a tracheotomy. What is it? A tracheotomy? Put a hole in your throat, whatever it's called, and take it out and watch what happens. Or puncture your stomach. Watch what happens. Puncture any part of your digestive tract. You're going to have a problem.
Wow.
And you're not going to be alive long. People that get shot in the intestines and all that, they got to hurry up. Why? Because they're going to go septic. Because that's waste.
So is detoxing and fasting the same thing to you guys?
Say it again.
Is detoxing and fasting the same thing to you guys?
Oh, God, no. I like to eat.
Can you touch bases on that?
Sure. You want to take this one?
What, detoxing?
Detoxing versus fasting.
Oh, okay.
Or we can both do it or whatever.
Yeah, we can both do it if you like.
For me, fasting, if we're talking about fasting, there's a different type, right? So you got raw food fasting. You got some people that do raw food, which is fine. You have some people that fast. By their definition, they don't eat until after the sun goes down. The brother that cut my hair the other day, he was like, yeah, you know, I'm fasting. I said, what type of fasting? He said, well, I don't eat till the sun go down. Okay, whatever. You know, that's intermittent fasting for him.
Yeah.
Some people, they do water fasting, and some people do dry fasting. So you have different types of fasting. So to qualify that first would be, to me, important. Most people, I think, define fasting as the act of abstinence during a certain time. So people can have sexual fasting too, right? Just you can abstain from doggone near anything for a while. But with that being said, the fasting of dry fasting, which I think some influencer apparently passed away from. Obviously, I wasn't there. My wife wasn't there, but when I read the article, it did mention she was dry fasting. Don't recommend dry fasting past a day, or at least like, you know, a day and a half or something. When you get into that realm of, I want to say pseudoscience to a degree, but I'm not going to, because I've not tried to dry fast for 40 days and 40 nights, for an example. I won't say that humans can't survive without ingesting food. Again, I've never tried it, but I will say I've seen a lot of people die in a nursing home from starvation. I will say I've seen a lot of people suffer to the point of they're not getting nourishment or instruction in their body in a way that helps facilitate them continuing to breathe on earth.
Wow.
It's an algorithm. There's an input and an output. And if you don't put in what you need, you're going to be up out of here.
Yeah.
So I can't really recommend dry fasting. I understand that there's some science out there for people and all of that. For me, most of that science is a dogma, because that's just a belief system. The reason I can say that is I know how to read. So you can't tell me that dry fasting increases your telomeres when you can't even prove a telomere exists.
Oops.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know what a telomere is. I thought it
It's
was a
supposed to
joke.
be something on the back end of a chromosome or on the cap.
Oh,
They can't even prove a chromosome exists. I want
and
people to go research this. Like,
yeah,
don't believe me. The belief is the problem already.
yeah,
Don't nobody
absolutely.
check nothing out. We got a whole bunch of theories.
Absolutely. And listen, and they keep running with it, and it comes a new theory mascot comes in front of they dance him in front of our face like every 5 years and
Yeah.
just goes to the next generation.
You
So
want
are
to
you
answer the fasting thing? You want to add anything? Oh, okay.
so like are you I guess it kind of leads me into, do you believe that humans are supposed to be non-meat eaters? Are you like,
I don't believe it. I know it.
okay,
I've done the experiment on myself. Like,
okay.
you know,
So what do
we're
you
not
say about the
shaped.
ones that the canine teeth?
That's not canine teeth. You don't know a
No.
man alive or a woman alive that's gonna run down a deer, grab it, beat it up, and bite it raw. You don't
No
know that person.
teasing.
Man wasn't born with any type of destructive instrumentation on their body.
Yeah.
We create tools. We create these instruments to mimic
Yeah.
predatory design.
Mhm.
So like, look at a bird. It has a beak, right?
Mhm.
Look at a bird of prey, for example. It has a beak and it has talons.
Mhm.
That eagle or a hawk can shred your arm. You can't shred him with your fingernails. I don't even care if they the Cardi B length, like the
Right,
stiletto.
right.
You can't do it.
That's a
We
fact.
have designed forks for shredding and for puncturing. We've designed knives for slicing and puncturing.
Mhm.
Animals naturally have that if they're predatory. They either have it for that or it's a defensive mechanism. We're not even supposed to technically war. You're not born with it. You're not designed to eat meat. Your intestinal tract is not the length that it needs to be in order to hurry up and get rid of meat. You're not a cat.
Yeah.
You're not even an omnivore. We are literally not designed in any way, shape, form, or fashion like carnivores or like omnivores. We're not, or herbivores for that matter. You're not a horse. You're not designed like a horse. You don't get big as a horse from
Right.
eating all the herbs. You're not a cow. You don't
What
have
are we?
stomachs. You're a frutivore by design. You can eat whatever you want. There's people that eat other people, but that don't mean
No,
that's their biological design.
I got it. But I'm for clarity's sake, because I've been on my journey for quite some time as well. Been around a lot of different overzealous groups, if you will. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own thing, you know? And within each thing I've learned, I mean, some people say you're supposed to eat according to your blood type. Some people think that black people and white people should have a different diet according to I don't know, whatever.
I existed there once upon a time.
Yeah, I mean,
I think my wife did too, but yeah, you live and learn and grow out of it.
exactly.
So
You live-
everything you just said about the blood type, you can't eat for your blood type
Interesting.
because people can't even tell you how your blood type happened.
That is
We keep chasing the tail on the donkey. It's embarrassing, and we the jackass.
mhm.
Eat for your blood type. How did my blood get to be this type? We don't know, but eat for it. You sound
To keep like, what if it's something wrong with my, like, in the circumstances that has become my blood type? What if something incorrect has happened and I'm eating to maintain the incorrectness type of
yeah.
thing?
People
Totally
don't
get it.
mention when there's somebody that eats for their blood type versus somebody that eats technically maybe how they should in order to facilitate cleaning their temple up, and then their blood type changed.
Ah, you've had an like, you know,
I'm not telling you I did it. I just want that question answered from somebody. Like, okay, well, somebody changed their blood type while they was eating. That's kind of all I need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even know that that happened. Not too many
Mhm.
people in the Black community even know their blood type unless they
That's true.
got
Yeah, eye
pregnant or
color
something.
changes, blood type changes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we
That is.
sick.
Oh,
Mm.
yes. So that brings me to another point. You had 70s cocaine and weed babies. You had the 80s crack and heroin babies. Now we got the 2000s. And we all know that, the generations are getting weaker and weaker genetically based on, what we are feeding it. And I say that lightly because I don't feel like I'm weaker. But there's a select, we sprinkled around and you know what I'm saying? But we got these 2000 babies and a lot of them are raised on McDonald's and it's like do you think that, and I get this from the satire movie They Clone Tyrone, and people thinking that cloning is so far off and hypothetical or mythological and it's not happening, but I'm starting to believe that it's happening in like an assimilation way, like what they're feeding us over time is having an effect because I mean it's kind of easy to tell a crack or heroin baby. They kind of come out shaking, there's stuff going on, but these children are kind of hard to detect until they're shooting up a school or until they're on a subway like just with tremendous anger issues, and you're like, well, what, not only is the, I mean, we can attribute that to the environment, but come on, like
Mm.
mental health nowadays is do you feel like, we got chicken babies now, like fried chicken babies instead
Mm.
of,
Fried chicken, baby.
I mean, like what do you call them? Because crack is a thing of the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm starting to wonder if it's the food that's creating the
It's everything. Stop separating. We
you
don't
right.
live in a vacuum. We're sitting in front of screens that emit EMF.
Mm.
Just a fact of life. It emits something that interferes, and this is proven. People can go look it up. It interferes with your biology.
It does.
Period. So I told my wife and the people that's in our group, I said, when the lights came on, we went stupid.
Hmm.
That might sound weird. It's not. We are literally being bombarded with everything that we can be, and it's making us crazy. You got a cell phone that gets a signal. Is it interrupting yours?
Mm.
You got a computer. Is it interrupting your signal? All of these devices are seen to be these great technological advances. Are they? You can do something with them, but at what cost? It
Right.
don't work where you just get something and you didn't give nothing. So what are you giving? You probably giving away your health. Once upon a time, the paint had lead in it. So everything can affect us positively or negatively, even the shape of the house that you live in.
Absolutely. I've heard that one
So
too.
that's I mean, think about it. The shape that the house is in, we inhabit that space. Everybody talks about holding space. Your home is your sacred space. What shape is it in? And what does that do to your biological design, let alone your mental,
Yeah.
your spiritual, however you want to look at it?
What's the best shape for a house? A sphere?
No, hell no. You don't want to live in a circle. You didn't come here in one. You came in a oval, an egg.
Okay. A womb. I mean,
Yeah, bingo.
so
Nobody
like
came here in a sphere.
so so what's the best shape? A pyramid?
Whatever people want to live in is gonna be their best shape. Hey, look, I'm not a what they call it,
Or
architect.
no, you're not an architect, but we can't separate any of
Oval,
an oval. Okay.
oval, egg, triangle, outside.
Outside.
Some people live outside
Yeah, yeah. I can dig
until
the
they
outside.
start listening to them lies and they told them outside was closed.
That's and a lot of the stuff started to happen then as well.
Yeah, they got shot up with a damn vaccine.
So that
Yeah.
vaccine babies and all of that stuff. So we got vaccine in the vegetables now, and you said that
No, we
we
don't.
supposed
That's
no.
not a vaccine.
What is it?
Ain't none of this crap a vaccine. Call it what it is. It's poison.
Okay.
All they did was take bacteria. Look, people, we make this way too difficult. They took bacteria and made the bacteria sick. That's
How
it.
the hell you do that?
Look, easy. If I give you fried chicken, you're gonna get sick, right?
No, I'm gonna eat
If
it.
you feed anything on earth something that's not supposed to ingest, by definition, you sickened it because you poisoned it.
Okay. Okay.
Bacteria are living organisms. They
Okay.
eat. They eat. So if they eat something they're not designed to eat, by definition, you made the bacteria sick. We always talk about good and bad bacteria, but nobody's talking about the quality of the bacteria. It's the bacteria that you have sick. Is it healthy? We don't even think about that.
It's a
We just
biochemical.
define it good and bad as
Yeah.
far as the type, but nobody's talking about the quality of the bacteria you have. It's just like people. The quality of the person. What's the bacteria's constitution?
You're breaking up.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Ish, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You guys are breaking.
You
Uh-oh.
may be frozen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're good.
I can hear you.
So everything just kind of went out and came back, and looks like everything's back in full color, which is great.
Yeah.
But
What's the
I
last
wanted
thing you heard?
no, I wanted to catch that the quality of bacteria.
Yeah, like what's the constitution of the bacteria? Like you have a constitution. You were made in a mold. There's a standard bearer. We call her mommy.
Right.
So
Right.
what's the standard bearer for the bacteria? If your bacteria has been weakened or poisoned, you're going to run into an issue. And then some other stuff happens that I guess I can go into a little bit later. But yeah, your bacteria, the quality of it matters, let alone the type that you have. If you're not a person that drinks milk, you probably don't really have a need for lactose bacillus. But then you're drinking kombucha, which is full of it. You bombarded your body with incorrect bacteria for your biology.
Wow.
And they say it's supposed to be good for you.
It's good
They ain't say anything.
For the gut, like they say it's good for gut health.
For
That's
who
why
is
you
that?
gotta let us know.
It's for who though?
If I'm eating fruit, I'm not even getting the black or white. If I'm eating fruit and vegetables, there's no lactase need.
It's
There's
for,
no
it's,
lactose
it's good
bacillus
for
need.
people
Who
that drink milk. Yeah. Or
And-
eat dairy.
Right, that's drink milk, same thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. No human, white, black, green, or purple, should be ingesting a cow's milk. You're not designed to eat that. By the way, it's also plastic and glue. Milk.
And pus.
And pus, those are the balls and pus balls.
Forget the pus. You people don't really care about the pus. They like, so what? They cut it off and keep eating it. When you tell them it's glue, that messed their head up. They're like, wait a minute, glue. Yeah. You ever seen Borden? Daisy the cow had a husband. This was before all of us was born. Daisy the cow had a husband. Her husband's name was Elmer.
I was about to say that. Elmer's glue, because it brought me back. I was like, that's a cow. Elmer's the cow.
Borden used to own Elmer.
Wow.
Why could they make glue? Because they had the milk already. Glue came from milk.
So now the young man that used to eat glue in class has a different spin on him. I get that. Okay.
My mama gave it to me with the cereal. I was still eating glue. It was just liquidy.
Wow.
Casein is inside of milk, right? Y'all might have heard of this. Casein is one of the proteins. It's whey and casein is inside of milk. You can separate it with a very simple acid solution of lemon or stomach acid or vinegar. When you do that, the curds separate from the whey. Guess what the curd is? Casein. Casein is Latin. It means cheese.
I was about to say that. Curd and whey.
So if it's cheese curds, they used to take the cheese or the casein and form jewelry and different things. It's a biopolymer. It's called plastic. So they made plastic. So then the other way is for cheese anyway. They add rennet and like a type of bacteria or whatever, and then it's cheese. If they don't add all of that, you got plastic and glue.
Wow.
That's it. They used to sell it as cement too. They sell it when they powderize it and dry it up. They call it weight gainers, slow digesting weight for weightlifters.
Oh, whey. Oh,
And
that's the same
the creatine. Not just the whey, the creatine is cement, it's glue.
But it's like whey is like is right there.
They eat both of them. People eat both of them. The bodybuilders tore creatine up when I was younger. They wasn't on whey, they was on creatine. And they was eating glue. All they did was dehydrated.
Damn.
That's why everybody gets stopped up. How's your ice cream?
I've always been lactose intolerant.
Okay, let's my guts up.
Yeah. But I mean, it still hasn't really. I mean, it definitely puts pause on things, but now that you break it down, like I don't want to be the little boy eating glue in the class. You know what I'm saying?
Glue in the background.
You know, so it's like that puts a different spin on it.
Yeah, we ate cereal. Hell, I grew up eating cereal.
Right. I could go through a box of cereal in a day.
Yeah.
But okay, so oat milk is better?
It's glue. So, how do you ingest oats? You seen anybody eating raw oats?
No.
Okay, so let's do this thought experiment. If I take oats and I cook them and I make oatmeal and I just don't eat it and I leave it on the stove for about a day, I can turn that pot over and it's going to be stuck in there, right? Okay, think about that.
Glue.
Bingo. So, why would I want to eat that? If I turned it into flour, I could make paper mache out of it. We did in class.
I was about to say that was paper mache.
And then you called it paste. Flour and water in school was called paste, but when you get home, you call it cake.
Wow.
It was made out of the same thing.
All right. Yeah, there goes. There it goes. But I mean, the standard American diet, like, so that we don't lose the point of this, obviously, America is killing people. And where I was going was the quote unquote vaccine being in vegetation now. But I mean, I guess another word for that is poison, because it's always been poison before the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So now that it's in our fruits and vegetable supply, what are you recommending people do? Just like a detox once a month to make sure that they stay balanced, or how do you maintain?
I can say if they have the ability to, I shouldn't even say the ability. If they care enough, try to get self-sufficient, grow their own stuff, and that's it. If they get their stuff from the supermarket, try to make the best choices, available. Stay out the center aisles where they got the body bags and the caskets. And just eat. The body bags and the caskets, plastic bag, and it's in a box. It's dead.
True. Oh,
it's
you know what?
Yeah. Nobody pays attention. It's the same stuff. It's dead. They put it in plastic and put it in a box. That's a body bag and a casket.
I'm sorry. We were saying that we should like grow our own. What about the seeds? Like, what if they're like contaminated here?
I don't worry about that. If it's outside of somebody's actual control at that given time, that's a needless worry. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not one of those people. I'm gonna do the best that I can possibly do. Go ahead.
Yeah, we use regular grocery store stuff and people are healed.
It doesn't stop it.
Yeah, it doesn't take away what people want to say, God's power that he put into the food that we're supposed to eat. That didn't diminish.
Thank you.
Seeded, seedless, the body doesn't care. Does it have what it needs?
And yes, she says seedless to just get this over with right now.
Yeah, let's go
If a woman doesn't have ovaries, you can't say she's no longer a woman. If a seed is not in the fruit, it's still a fruit. It's not fake. It's an infertile fruit. It's not seed bearing. You can still eat that watermelon or that grape and get the actual carbohydrate instruction out of it. Period. We've seen it. It's been done. We didn't have people healing in our program, and outside of our program, people didn't did it. So it's something else for people to worry about. Am I telling you we shouldn't have seeds and eat fruit that's seed bearing? No, that's not what I'm telling you. But if you ain't got it in your neighborhood and it's kind of you in a food desert or what have you and all of that, look, if you don't grab them damn oversprayed grapes, soak them joints in some damn what is it, baby? Baking soda and water and hush. If you gonna look at that and say, "Well, I can't eat that," that's fake. But you took your butt to KFC, you
right,
brother.
So no, I'm not really, too big on worrying about stuff I can't control. And I just instantly, you can control it long term. Plan, do something about it so you're not dependent on their ass no more.
Right.
Somebody knock on your door, you don't want them to come in. What you gonna do? Beat their ass or hit them or refuse to let them in? But you don't know how to not turn on the TV and let this dogma and this bull crap on the computer and stuff go into your consciousness. They still lying. Just eat the damn fruit and be happy.
I'm glad you said that about grapes. Cause
I'm dogging grapes.
You know
watermelon season right now.
It's like I can't find grapes with seeds in them no more, and it's like I'm just not going to neglect grapes. I can't find. Yeah, grapes are good. I love grapes. Well, right now I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I have some hot water and some key lime.
Why's the water hot?
It feels good going down.
I'm teasing.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say, because I don't know what its actually like benefits are, but it feels good.
That's the benefit.
Yeah, it feels good. So I do this ever so often.
If you feel it, it's doing something to your nerves. So if it's doing something to your nerves, it's doing something to your adrenals. If it's doing something to your adrenals, then it's doing something to where you emanate power from. So
and adrenals are thyroid?
No, your thyroid is, if your adrenals is in your thyroid in your neck, you dead.
Well, where are they?
They right over your kidneys.
Oh, okay.
They're actually part of the kidneys, but modern man, we slow, so we gonna act like it's something different. Ain't nobody running around with a damn adrenal without a kidney.
Right.
Interesting.
It's the brain of the kidney. You got to have it.
Okay.
And if they go down, you go down. That's how doctors knock your ass out. That's the power plant. If they mess with your adrenals, they can turn your lights off. It's the power plant.
This is you shed some light on a couple great points, but I want to go ahead and make it known that you have actually put together a piece of a puzzle that I was oblivious to. My mother passed away in the hospital last year. February 17th. Thank you. But she was doing fine 1 minute, and then she just went down, and on the death certificate it said sepsis, and I'm like, I don't know what I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. But the way you said a puncture of something, and our last conversation, when she was like the night before she actually went down, she was saying that they did something to her. Yeah.
So I'll say it like this again: our condolences on the loss of your mother. What happens and what we've seen in our program unfortunately, we want everybody to be able to the program and make it. Some people come in, they are in dire straits. I'll say it like that, like they're hospital bedridden, things like that. We do get serious cases. We don't just get people that, you know, girl, I just want to clean up. I won't want to have a baby. Not knocking that, but that's not as serious as somebody that's said to have stage 4 cancer, blah, 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 yada, yada, you know, in the head or in, you know, the stomach. What happens when you go to the hospital is you get toxified even more, period. Not my opinion. These things are known to be true because the doctor gives you drugs. They call them pharmaceuticals, and they give them to you. And your body instantly always has a reaction to it. So if you're already low on energy and your body is not operating correctly, and they give you fentanyl, just an example, which is 100 times. Fentanyl is 100 times more powerful than morphine. Morphine can knock you out. So if it's 100 times more powerful than morphine and you ingest it, it can take you up off of Earth. Here's how we know that. The opioid crisis that everybody was talking about was from fentanyl. So if you give somebody who's already weak fentanyl, you drug them to death. It's called palliative care in hospice. Palliative care means, look, we don't know what else to do for your ass, so we just gonna give you some drugs, make you comfortable, and you're gonna be up out of here, and we're gonna get somebody else in his bed. And in ignorance, even if the doctor means well, and they're like, well, we're just gonna do something for the pain and make them a little more comfortable. If they give that person that and they don't understand the body, they're literally drugging them and taking them off of Earth.
And it seems like it's common sense. Like to me, it was common sense just to know that the opioid crisis is all over everywhere. And then I see you giving her fentanyl. It's like, who's crazy here? You know what I'm saying? Like it goes back to, do you think I'm smarter than a 5th grader type of thing?
Bingo.
For a while, I thought that it was my reaction to everything that was making them treat her a certain way, because I was always a question, like, what are you, not like I know more than you, but like, this just don't even seem logical.
It's
you know
not,
what I'm saying?
It's not scientific either. It's literally, it's just insanity. But that's, you know, that's where we are with allopathic medicine. They don't know what else to do. It's a new religion. Well, it ain't new, but it's a religion. It's a dogma. You can't tell anybody how this stuff actually works because they function off of belief. They're like, no, the doctor knows best. Okay, so take your ass in there and let them burn you up with chemo. Let them burn you up with radiation and see if you make it. And then on the death certificate, they say you died from cancer when they gave you 5 rounds of chemo, which will kill a horse.
Wow.
Chemo is hot. You can't even handle it without a glove, but you die from cancer.
And it's neon green. Like, who want what? Like, that don't even look like it's supposed to go in the body. Like,
no.
But I still think crackheads are really strong, and I'm gonna say that because seriously, because that's not even a joke. Because like I've seen my uncle
is really strong.
No, seriously, my uncle went through 4 rounds of chemo, and he's still kicking, like, and cussing people out. And it's like, I've never seen.
Older?
He's older,
60?
Yeah.
Older people have a stronger constitution. What that means is they were not alive in the time period that we're actually living, to where they've had the opportunity to beat their bodies up with so much. Think about it. Your grandparent or your great-grandparent didn't even have a microwave. And the chicken that they ate ain't the chicken we eat. The chicken they ate was about this big, and it took a long time to grow because it was eating what it's meant to eat. The chickens we get have bird flu. Bird flu means we fed this chicken the wrong damn food and it got fat and sick. So now it's trying to detox
and our idiotic asses call it a flu, which don't exist.
And grandma and them, they came up, they ate a lot of food from their garden too.
Yeah.
A lot of the fast food wasn't.
And now we eat food from Chipotle and get sick every damn 4 months.
What we've seen in our program is the older ones that come in, they got a stronger constitution, they get better results faster.
They stronger.
Yeah, way stronger. The youngest ones, the ones that are, let's say the 2000 babies and all, or under that, or younger than that.
I was about to say, shoot.
Yeah.
90.
Like
No,
down
I'm
a-
saying 1990.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we've seen them like, your 2-3-year-olds sick, not able to bounce back as fast. We see, I look like you're an 80s kid, I'm a 70s kid. So it's like, and we see the stronger constitutions with the older group. And as you keep going down, we just see them getting weaker. We see kidney damage, we see cancers, we see tumors, we see all kinds
childhood
of stuff.
osteoporosis in a 4-year-old blew my mind. I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
You got osteoporosis?
Already.
You 4.
Yeah.
And arthritis in children. Now
And autism.
Well, autism, I would say, is
Poison.
the poisons.
Yeah.
But what are we thinking the other stuff is coming from? Fast food?
Yeah, all of it's poison.
Death
All of it.
Bags, the body bags and stuff?
All of it's poison. You name it. Put it like this. If man made it, you probably shouldn't eat it. Sorry.
I like your analogy that you use about the dented cake pan. So we start looking at the mothers.
Yeah. So if you make a cake for the people that bake, you're gonna get a nice round cake pan or whatever shape, right? And you're gonna pour the batter in there and you're gonna put it in the oven and you're gonna take it out and you're gonna have a nice pretty cake. Okay, so we're gonna put the baby batter in mommy. Mommy's womb is the cake pan. Mommy's womb got a whole bunch of dents in it that she can't see because it's on the inside. So when she put her cake out, her baby, it got a whole bunch of dents in it. And she ain't seen nan one of them, and neither did the doctor. So then when the baby is maybe, if you're lucky, 7, 8, 9, 10, they've started to express these dents as health issues because the functionality of their various glands and organs isn't where it was supposed to be because mommy was the mold or the cake pan that they came from. Period. You can't get 100% baby out of a woman that was 90%.
That's a fact.
Bad math.
Great analogy.
That was a great analogy. So how often should we be detoxing so I can get myself on track?
I'll let my wife go.
Yeah, we always recommend to do the deep dive first because usually we are offline. A lot of our organs are offline. A lot of our organs have been damaged. Like Senna has said about the glue that we've been eating. What I like to use is that when we think of Elmer's glue, like the kid that used to eat the glue, put that glue on your hand and just rub it together and blow on it, right? This is your small intestines, okay? Do that, let's say, for 20 years. You're going to have a buildup. That's what's happening inside your small intestinal tract. And then as you get older, you're getting fatter and you're not understanding why. You're not getting nutrition. You're basically kind of slowly starving to death. You know what I'm saying? So you're not getting the nutrition that you need because you got this starch slime sitting on top of the villi and the nutrition isn't able to get down into it. So there's a lot of plaquing and what else do you want to call it?
Just caking
accumulations. Yes. And you got to get rid of that. And a lot of times, like I saw your questions when you're asking about the difference between a GI detox and a parasite cleanse and all that. Those are usually Band-Aid fixes. So for instance, when we're looking at, let's say, a parasite cleanse, you have the big parasites, the worms and all. You got to ask yourself, why are they there? A lot of times we've eaten meat of some sort and it sits there and putrefies because we don't have the equipment to actually get rid of that meat, let's say like a lion does. So then we also do bad food combinations. So things like steak and potatoes, pizza, lasagna, doing a fruit.
That's a sandwich.
Yeah, or taking protein powder and putting it in a fruit smoothie. Oatmeal with fruit.
Or sea moss
Yeah.
with strawberries.
And you'll see this on Instagram channels all the time where people got their eggs and they have their fruit and they're bad food combo. And so what happens is the Candida family has to move in to help out because you created fermentation in your body. And then you end up later on with what they call non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. What we do, we make ourselves
how
drunk.
The Candida helped.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. The Candida metabolizes sugar on your behalf because you're unable to.
Right.
So it's assisting you. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Everything in nature has a purpose. It works in harmony. Even if we don't understand what that purpose is. Now, you can continue on what you were going to say.
Yeah. So like when we do fermentation, we are all walking around drunk, all of us. And then we have a nerve enough to kind of side-eye Ned the wino. We can't side-eye Ned the wino because, as you call it, you said he took his.
He got his straight.
Yes.
You went the long way. You ate 4 sandwiches to get your alcohol. But the byproduct of that sugar metabolism from the yeast is alcohol.
Yeah.
That's how you make alcohol.
That is how you make alcohol. Now, can we go back to the non-alcoholic fatty liver that you were explaining?
It's the same.
Because I've never heard of it and I don't know like what the I guess symptoms or the like what
that pudge that's in our community around half of the people, they damn stomach. That's not alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Oh wow.
That's from the baby. Shit, did it leave?
Okay.
That's from the extras and steak and lobster and all of that crap. Or your vegan junk food that you kept eating.
Yeah.
They ain't exempt either. I'm vegan. You 305 pounds.
Right.
You the wrong type of vegan.
Yeah. So we'll
be happy with it, but you ain't healthy.
So we'll keep doing these parasite cleanses, but we never fix the way that we eat. And as you say, we come off of these cleanses and then still eat retarded. So we never fix the problem. So it's a continuous loop.
Yeah. And you spoke on the larger parasites.
They got a function.
They have smaller. I mean, because I guess it's now
big tapeworm, big pinworm, whatever you want to call them. Worms is worms, right? Flukes is flukes, and all of that. The question has to be: how did the vampire get in your house if you didn't invite it in?
Right. Because a lot of times people think that the only way to get worms is from meat, when there are so many different ways to get parasites. Can we go in on that?
Word. I don't even like parasite. I don't, because it technically it's like it's a misunderstanding. By the definition, no, not really. Not really. I get it because we want to look at it like in opposition to us, but it's all the opposites are complements. We just got this weird perspective on it. A parasite, by definition, is like what? Something that sits at the table with you and eats. So that's a guest. You're a guest. Planet Earth is the host. So are you a parasite?
And of course, in certain ways, absolutely.
Yeah. So unless I want to call myself a parasite, which I don't, I'm like, I don't like that word. But I get it. They have a function though. They really do.
What's their function?
To eat the trash.
Yeah.
So they're there to eat the trash. But the thing is, once we clear the trash out, does that mean that they automatically go, or
they don't eat the living?
Yeah, they pack.
They eat the dead.
Yes.
Oh.
They pack up and leave.
It makes sense. Maggot makes sense.
They have maggot therapy. I'm not mad at a fly blowing maggots on something they're helping nature cycle. They are decomposing.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't get it.
That makes so much
we
more
villainize sense. And demonize processes put here by the creator. Yeah. Like it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It might not have a function inside of you if you're running optimally. But if your body isn't running optimally, you need help.
Yes. If not, you will die without their help.
Period.
Yeah. Now, well, if we get into infestation, that's something different.
So can I just touch on before we stray way into the parasite zone. So let's just say someone has parasites for a very long time, right?
Mhm.
And when I say long time, they have not cleansed 20 years, you know. Um, I want to say this without sounding pseudo. Is it possible for these parasites to actually take over the body?
Technically,
If it's
yeah.
Yeah, if it's weak.
Technically, yeah, and technically, no. You ain't gonna tell me something stronger than your actual soul or your spirit. That's number one. Let's get that out the way.
Mhm.
Right? You are animating this body. You're not your body. So yeah, your body can get hijacked. It's a vehicle. A house can have somebody burglarize it and run in it and control the operations of it until you kick their ass out. Again, how did the vampire get in the house? You invited his ass in. Kick him out. Go get you some garlic. Go get you some holy water, sun-charged water, and kick out the parasites. That's it.
So it's I guess it's not like a colonizer in the terms where you could actually die trying to put this motherfucker out.
It's the same thing. Colonizer, colon.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
If it facilitates a need, they're gonna be there. If we don't like colonization, get strong enough to kick the vampire out. Same principle.
Has to be strategic, which is why you have a method as to how you approach these things and how you diagnose these things. I'm excited to actually learn more about myself.
In?
Yeah, I think I'm coming in. I think I'm coming in.
I didn't expect that. That's beautiful.
I've been my weakness has been pound cake lately. And I don't know why. It literally called me out of my bed yesterday.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, let's put it like this. They secrete things and you secrete things. If they are in large number, they secrete things and it encourages you to do their bidding. Back in the day, some people call that demonic possession.
Yeah, that's what, all from my journey. Somebody said that when you're fasting and you get a headache, it's from parasites peeing.
Sound good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's like, who would know? You know,
I mean, you got parasites peeing and pooping all the damn time. Like what?
Like how would one
when you're
know?
fasting? They didn't say how long.
Yeah,
it's so much to that already. Okay, it sounds good. People say a lot. They say, with DNA and let me be quiet. They say a lot.
They do, and it sounds
ridiculous.
Good. Sometimes it's like the preacher at church. It sound good. They make it sound good, but the words that they're saying, if you just take the tone out, it's like it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Did we touch on H3? That H3O?
We haven't.
No.
Can we touch on that this new wave that's going on that's making people think that they don't need to drink water because water, the fluid inside your body is not necessarily H2O. It's crystalline, I think is the word that they use.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Crystalline apparently, because think about it. Water is a solvent, right?
Okay.
So once water has other things in it, it's no longer just water. So we shouldn't call it water any damn more. We call it blood. Bingo. We call it interstitial fluid. We call it anything that we need to call it except water. Let's make this simple. H2O. Universally, as far as I know, I shouldn't even say universally. On Earth, we call it water.
Yeah.
Okay. H2O is water, no matter the state that it's in. If you look at ice, it's still H2O.
Right.
If you look at steam, it's still H2O. If you look at liquid water, it's still H2O. So how in the hell would changing the state of water to a plasmic condition, which is what they're alleging, a gel-like, substance, liquid crystalline, why wouldn't it still be H2O? That's just common sense. It's supposed to be H2O if it's water. Am I telling you a substance doesn't exist that's H3O2? No, I'm telling you it's not water. We can't call that water. H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. Why we don't call it water?
Right. It's, I mean,
as far as, oh, I'm sorry.
No. I'll go ahead. I want you to finish.
As far as the documentation, there's been a lot of research and stuff done on it. I'm not telling you that there is not a plasma out there. That's what I call it. From what I think I know. I don't like the word belief that much. From what I think I know, I'll say that there is a liquid crystalline substance that we can classify as plasma. Why do I think this? Well, I'm talking to you all. I'm looking at a TV, and as far as I know, it's a LCD screen, liquid crystal display. We also had plasma TVs.
We did.
You can't get into this loop of not understanding that everything that we have in the outside world
we have on
is something that we have in us. So if I know there's a liquid crystal display television, and I know there's a plasma, and I know there's crystals, why would I think that that doesn't show up in the human body? Hell, anybody had a kidney stone? It's crystals.
No.
It's calcium crystals. So why wouldn't we have liquid crystalline? I'll make it very simple. I think I'm making it simple. Sugar is often known to be a crystal. Most people know that already. It's a solid, but it's in a crystal form. If you put it in water, you have crystals in water. You call it a syrup. That's not water anymore. It's a syrup. It takes on a gel-like consistency. We don't have to make this hard. If you boil it, it changes the consistency once again. People can go on Wikipedia. Yes, I'm using Wikipedia. You can look at other stuff, but Wikipedia is free, is easy, and most people don't even know how to use Google anymore. So we can look at this and look up, what is it, lipotropic, thermotropic, and metal. I can't pronounce words great. Metatropic. Those are three different liquid crystalline conditions. So people should research that and figure out what watermelon juice actually is, what apple juice actually is. It's not water. It's sugar water at the very least that has other cofactors, enzymes, constituents, whatever we want to call them, in them. It's not water.
Yeah.
So if you ingest that, typically you become what you've ingested. So there's your H3O2 junk. I don't care if it's structured water or not, because I'm not calling it something I don't think it should be called.
Right.
People keep calling the damn shit juice.
Because the thing is, it wouldn't matter if it's water, H2O or H3O. It's not blood. Because that's actually what's in our body that we're calling water or whatever we want to call, whoever's new now calling it whatever. But that's what's coming out. That's what I'm getting from all of this. Like, none of it's blood. So we're not replenishing the liquid in our body by doing any of this. We can only assist. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, it's assisting it greatly. It's
what I said is replenishing it. Are we replenishing?
Yes.
It?
If you all right,
that's your hydrator. That's your real hydrator.
Eat a watermelon versus drink a gallon of water. Which one you think is hydrating your body? Water by itself, take distilled water, it's for flushing. You can drink it. Animals outside of humans drink water. They don't drink 8 damn glasses of water, but they drink water. And then it's dependent upon what type of animal it is. A big carnivore might have a different need for water than, say, that of an herbivore. The herbivore might have a different need than, say, a small rodent type of herbivore. Like, it's just, and a bird, they all have different water requirements. But what is the water in the liquid form there for? Flushing.
Okay.
You're just flushing. You flush the toilet. Most people, when they wash their butt, they flushing. And I say most people because, I want to say this. I ain't gonna lie. When people Go to the bathroom in America. You probably already read me say this.
Yes.
They do. And then they get their phone up after they done wipe their butt with paper. And they put their drawers back on, wash their hands, hopefully, and leave the bathroom. That is the most unintelligent thing I've ever known to do in my life. I've been washing my behind after I do since I was like 3.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do it. Other countries got a bidet.
Mhm.
We ain't caught up. We keep. I just wanted to say that. I know
Dry
that
toilet paper. And sometimes the toilet paper get caught because it's dry, and it just makes
Crazy.
for a whole stinky mess. It's too hot to be stink like that, though. So I'm glad you did say that.
I forgot what my overall point was because I wanted to say that so bad.
No, water. You were talking about water,
okay.
the consistency of water.
Yeah, we can use the water. It's for flushing. It really is. You know, you wash your car, you rinse it off. It's a flush. So you can get rid of some inorganic solids that's, you know, in various nooks and crannies, so to speak. You know, it's going to facilitate that. It's going to help you. If you drink water or if you're hydrated, it's going to help you form your bowels. You have to have hydration in order to form stool. You also, or just moisture. I shouldn't even call it hydration. If you drink enough water, you end up forming the stool way easier. Most humans are way too dehydrated.
Yeah.
So with your program DYL, do you provide, like, based on your analysis that you get from people from the questionnaire, do you provide along with the method the herbs and things that are necessary to go through this process?
We got a T membership that goes off your well, not off your, it goes off of astrology or astronomy actually. We have a product to where they can do it themselves and they get 3 bags of herbs. We got the basic where they get 6 months worth of herbs, and that's, you know, shipped to you all's home. And then the advanced bundle, you get 12 months, a year worth of herbs.
The beautiful thing is the basic and the advanced are customized for your body, because as you're detoxing, your body, it's like a construction crew going in and starting to dismantle. They're taking up the drywall, they're taking out 2x4s and stuff because it has to rebuild it, because you cannot rebuild on old stuff. So it's going to kick that stuff out. And as it's kicking it out, your body is going to need the support to rebuild. So you got the cleaning part, but you got to strengthen it. You can't just, and that's the other thing. A lot of people are detox and they might know enough to clean, but they're still weaker than water.
Yeah.
So
it's like credit, because, you know, it's like you clean your credit, but then you got to build it,
rebuild it, right?
You know?
Yeah,
maintain it.
And then maintain it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the, yeah. And,
I'm so
and
glad
that's,
she mentioned that. I'm about to check my credit score again. Right now.
And that's it. So we customize a protocol according to what your body tells us. Your body's going to let us know what it wants and what it needs at that time. And then we, you know, and the same thing with your meal plan. We might have to tweak it depending on what your body is doing. So that's why the weekly check-ins and everything is so good. And instead of being your detoxification, your accountability coach, your life coach, and all that, you're going to end up getting rid of a lot of things. And sometimes as he's talking to you, he's going to also be able to tell what else you need for support, because not only are you going to be restructuring your body, you're going to be restructuring and retooling your mind too, because you're going to detox your life for real.
Yeah. And my wife, she didn't put herself. Oh, I'm sorry. My wife, she didn't mention what she does. I love her to death. She didn't even mention really that she's the one that designs you all's protocol based off of the intake form that you all fill out in the consultation. She knows exactly how your body works, to the point where, example, if somebody has lung cancer, they can't have the same meal plan or herbal protocol that somebody that has, just example, testicular cancer has. They have a different need. They really do. Yeah. You can't give somebody that's end-stage renal failure, 4 or 5 end-stage renal failure, tell them to go eat watermelons. They're going to end up on dialysis. The watermelon isn't the problem. the fact that the person told them to go eat all of those melons is going to overhydrate and burden the kidneys to the point where they're not going to be able to handle it. Yeah. And then they're going to end up on a dialysis machine.
Yeah.
Do you think that the reason why you're able to do that way is because you've worked with computers so much, and like maybe the human body is designed a lot like?
Yeah.
Oh no, she learned how to do that, you know, in her studies. She learned it, and this is from multiple different teachers at this point. She does something with the natal chart that's very unique to her. So again, that's gonna be something that it makes the detox specific to you as an individual. My wife, for an example, oh well, I'll let you say it.
Because like we work with I see your hereditary weaknesses that were passed down to your parents because that's what the health intake form does first. And then when, let's say I get your birth date, now I know your planetary weaknesses because you come on this earth with a weakness for that too. Like for instance, I'm a Leo, right? Like I just turned 53 last week. Okay.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you do those.
I was born with a hole in my heart and didn't know that until I was in my late 30s because of stress at work, and they told me that. And when I look at my natal chart, it shows you that I can die of congestive heart failure. That's one of my weaknesses. That's one of my red lines. That my sun, which represents the heart, blood, circulatory system, and then it showed my Jupiter. It was a red line there, which is swelling, congestion. And a doctor had told me, if you didn't catch this by age 42, you'd have died of congestive heart failure. Wow. So I'm like, okay, and that was right there in my natal chart. I could see it.
So that's a planetary weakness. So she's able to see all of these different things to the point where it is specific to the individual. It's not a one size fit all.
We've had clients where we can see, let's say if they're Libra, okay, this is going to be weak on you. And I see this already. And then when I see their health intake form, it confirms it. And it's like, okay, here we are. There could be some people where if they're, let's say, born in the month of June, they're a Cancer. That's their lymphatic system. Most cancers are lymphomas, right? So then it's like, okay, you have a propensity of having a stagnation that can cause tumors. And here's the thing about cancer. People are so scared of cancer. Cancer is nothing but a damaged cell. That's it. So think of it as, let's say you're swimming, let's say you're a cell and you're swimming in a vat of acids. Over time, you're going to start getting burns. You're going to start seeing physical burns. So think of it as a 1st degree burn, 2nd degree burn, 3rd degree burn, 4th degree burn. And the doctors will see this tumor or cancer and call it whatever the location is. And they're looking at it by its varying degrees of burning. So your 1st degree burns usually your irritation, and then 2nd degree can be your cyst, 3rd degree, the small tumor, and then 4th degree, you can start having deterioration of the tissue or the tumor that has encased that trash. It encased the trash, and you got all this burning and acids inside. And this is where you're going to see cells that are dying or cells that are dead. You're going to see mutated cells that are, multiplying to try to put a buffer between it and the acids. You're going to see funguses, mold. You're even going to see small parasites in there because it's a trash heap. It's like a sanitation yard.
Wow.
That makes sense. Yeah. So all you're doing, because your body is so smart and it knitted that tumor bag together to quarantine that area, the last thing you want them to do is do a biopsy. We already know what's inside there. It's like taking your refrigerator and cleaning it out every month, and then you got your hefty trash bag and you're dumping all these science projects in there, and then you're going to tie it up and put it on the porch. But somebody comes along and said, well, let's see what's inside here. Let's make sure that we have.
I wonder what's in a garbage trash bag.
Right.
Trash.
And so when they plug the hole, are they plugging the hole back up, or is the hole open?
It's like leaking.
Oh, it's
my God. Yeah. How that happen?
Fool, you ripped my trash bag open. It don't have feet.
These people should really be able to be held accountable for this, but I know that a lot of times we just offer ourselves to them, which is why I don't. But I'd also know that they have they own these words, cancer, and
they do.
Yeah, that's fine.
They do.
All these.
They don't own the C word.
Oh,
Just call it the C word.
Oh.
the C word. I had to think about it because I just said a C word, but it's like,
Right.
but no, somebody does, don't they? As a patent.
I'm still gonna say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They ain't got no patent on my damn mouth or the English language.
exactly. They only that's why a lot of healers such as yourself, they get come down on very hard, like Dr. Sebi, because they say make the statement that they have cured these words, and it's not necessarily saying that they've cured something. It's
I
the
can't cure
word
something
that
that don't exist, so I don't care.
Yeah.
you think
It
what?
really don't exist. I
Yeah.
can speak in a different language and be fine. What I
Yeah.
mean by that is I'll just say discord or
Mm-hmm.
it's not harmonious.
Yeah.
Hormone. Say the word. Just say it in your head and spell it out in your head. Hormone. Now say harmony and spell it out. Take the vowels out. It's the same damn word. So what does that mean? You're supposed to be harmonious.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't care about the disease and all of that crap. They not about to stop nothing. So they can have their gonorrhea syphilitises and whatever else they got. I don't have to use their terminology. I should be like, yeah, you out of balance. So let's get you back in balance.
Facts. Dis-ease, disorder, gotta put yourself at a state of ease, harmonize, and it literally is a whole new way of expressing ourselves as a higher frequency as well.
It's an old way.
That's it.
It's very old. Yeah. We ain't that bright. Hell, we just coming into the knowledge that we already knew once a time before. And we gonna do it again,
remembering.
and again and again. We gonna forget. We gonna remember. I've been saying God got amnesia.
Yeah. Well, I want y'all to state where we can find you once again as we go ahead and wrap up this show. I want to make sure that everybody can find you here because I'm breaking up.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even see all these comments. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
You're back.
Did you know we had comments on it?
Let me check the chat.
Oh my. I did not. Oh my goodness.
We did.
I was in tune. Y'all, we want to go through some comments?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's go through some comments. Let's go through some comments.
They asking about natal plant reading.
Hold on, we're gonna start from the top. They said kombucha is not good. Correct.
No.
Tamiko. Unless you drink milk.
Kombucha is horrible. Even if you drink milk. Stop drinking the damn milk and the kombucha.
I was giving myself fatty liver disease with the kombucha. No lie. I had drank that for about a year. My stomach kept swelling. I was like, why? I mean, this is supposed to be healthy for me, right?
Misinformed.
It says creatine is glue and whey is plastic. Creatine is glue and whey is junk.
2 bouts of cancer. Tamiko, I would suggest you reach out to. I've got to go get my grandson. We'll definitely log in another time. We want to Tamiko, I'm definitely encouraging you to reach out to the, how do you pronounce that? Sheberry?
Yeah.
The Sheberries. So what detox do you recommend to do at home? Example, fruit pills, liquid.
Fill out a form.
Yeah.
Definitely go and holler at the Sheberries. I missed the part where parasites come from outside of meat. They can come from your pets. They can come from anywhere. Honestly, you can get
they exist
parasites
inside and outside of you at any and all times. I know how that might sound, but it's accurate.
Really care about America. Make Native
I don't
American.
know what that means, but
Shame on you. It never made Native American president head.
whatever.
Okay.
Know.
How do we get a natal reading? Please reach out to the Sheberries. They are about to drop that information on you once again. Please let them know where they can reach out to you.
dylmethod.com. If you look on dylmethod.com, you'll see at the top and in various locations on the website where you can fill out an intake form. After you fill out the intake form, please make sure that you set an appointment. When you set the appointment, we will contact you on that day and time and give you what you're looking for, and then make an offer to come to the program. If you want one of my wife's natal chart health readings, you can get that once you come into the program, and or you can reach her on her Facebook or her Instagram. Just reach her DMs. That's Phyllis G. Berry on Facebook, and what is it on Bible? And Phyllis G. Berry or Deal Method on Instagram.
What is it on Instagram? Dill Method?
Yeah, DYL Method. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to put our LinkedIn up pretty soon. It's just not done yet, of course.
Okay.
Oh, we got one more.
No, he was just saying thank you.
Okay.
Thank you both for joining us this evening. This was definitely powerful and informative for myself as well. And it looks like it was powerful, informative for our audience as well. Hopefully we can have you guys back some other time for a part 2 as the world turns. Big Ish, Network Neek, Black Space Live. Make sure y'all go like and subscribe to Network Space Live as well. And join us again next Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been real.
Thanks.